Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where you're watching this particular video from. Kisumu is fantastic. The weather is terrific. It rained the better part of the night until almost midday today. So the weather now is fantastic. I know it might have interrupted a few guys here and there, but for me, the weather is very good today. I don't know where you are watching from, but I know it rained in almost all parts of this country. Let me know where you're watching from and whether it rained in your area. Now, the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, yesterday organized an event, a political rally at Jacaranda grounds in Embakasi East. For those who follow the politics of this country, Jacaranda grounds is where Mike Movie Sonko poured human waste during the resist movement time. So the Jacaranda grounds has always been historic. And yesterday was the first time in the history of William Ruto where he organized a rally in an open space in Nairobi. His strategy has always been identify busy streets, go with the convoy, stops the convoy, create a jam, attract people, because there are some busy streets in Nairobi, like if you go to Eastlands, attract people there, address them, and go. And Kenyans have been challenging the DP to organize a rally in an open space. So yesterday, he did that. And one thing which caught my attention, and probably those who are allied to Ruto on this platform, my friends who are here, you can advise me. Why are UDA people obsessed with the crowd? Because for me, if you ask me, crowds really don't matter in politics. I consult for a few politicians here, of course they pay me. But one thing I always tell them is that crowd might actually cheat you. You give a boda guy 500 bob to attend your rally. The moment you leave, someone will come and give him 200. He will still attend the rally. I know of a friend, the former member of parliament for Embakasi East, for example, John Omondi Ogutu. He comes here. He comes to this place here where I am sometimes. He's a good friend of mine. This guy won in Embakasi East in 2013 without holding a single rally. We were always with them. Without holding a single rally, he won. And he won against Mary Mwangi, the owner of Double M, who was obsessed with crowds because he had the money. So earlier in the morning, there were people who attempted to disrupt William Ruto's rally in Embakasi East, in Jacaranda. And just like I keep on saying on this platform, if you don't want to attend someone's rally, please don't disrupt. And I also know, because I've participated in politics, no youth can leave his house to come and disrupt an opponent's rally. For example, none of Raila Odinga supporters can leave their houses to come and disrupt William Ruto's rally in Embakasi East. What they would do, they would just come, even in Eldoret. Ruto supporters cannot just come when Raila Odinga has a rally to disrupt unless someone is behind it. And normally, there are always two options only. Number one, either someone is paying the youth to go and disrupt, which is very wrong, or the organizers are doing it to create a perception, like what Ruto did in Kondele, where he organized his own stoning to come up with a narrative that Raila Odinga is is violent. It began with Migori, where Jimmy Wanjigi held rallies, but when he reached Suna East, he stoned himself. But I don't want to go to that place. What caught my attention is the photos which Dennis Itumbi shared, which turned out to be fake. He pulled down that photo. Now, this is what Dennis Itumbi posted. When people run out of ideas, they settle for violence. Uoga hatutanonoa. Importantly, DP Ruto was in Embakasi earlier today, Sunday 16/01/2022, and the picture of support speaks louder than the stones and the violence. Hustler nation strong. So Itumbi shared these photos here, and Kenyans were like, this is not Embakasi East. Because Kenyans from far could see trees, some green background, vegetation at the background. And they knew so well that that cannot be Embakasi. And based on their own assumptions, they also looked at high-rise buildings, which they could not see in the photo which Itumbi shared. So they went and dug out the original photo. And the original photo is of Crestwall Dominion Ministry, which was actually sponsored on Facebook. And Dennis Itumbi was forced to delete that photo. So my question, what is the obsession with the crowd? Why would Dennis Itumbi go to the extent, Dennis Itumbi, a person who most Kenyans up to now believe that was not abducted, why would he go to that extent of digging a fake photo and sharing it? Because Dennis Itumbi is actually the official Hustler Nation spokesperson. He's not any other person. If this photo was shared by someone else, then it would have been different. But here we are talking of Dennis Itumbi, the official spokesperson of UDA, sharing a fake photo. What was the objective of sharing that photo? In my view, I think they wanted to achieve some objectives. Before I give you all those objectives, if you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. To the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. I want to thank everyone who actually called me yesterday, because on Saturday I was missing in action. And I explained to you guys that I lost my father in October. And yesterday, on Saturday, we were burying his brother, the one he was following. My dad died at 94. So this other guy was 97. So we were just celebrating his death and his life. So that's why I was missing. I'm now back. And hopefully we are going to have better time, because politics is actually peaking now. So the other way you can help me also is, if you have an idea of what you think we should analyze, please just let me know. Now, what was the objective of Dennis Itumbi sharing that fake photos? I want to be very brief. I think there could be 4 or 3 reasons. Then maybe I might mix up, not necessarily with the objectives. Number 1 is the perception of crowd. You see, politics is a game of numbers. The numbers is real or perceived. You must be perceived to have numbers. The truth of the matter is that Nairobi County is going to determine who becomes the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Now, let me put it bluntly. There is no way you can become the next president of the Republic of Kenya without the support of Nairobi. At least it has to be in the middle. Nairobi has always been a battleground. Almost 50-50, but Raila Odinga has always had an edge over the rest. So William Ruto is running for the presidency for the first time. But if you look at the number of Kalenjins in Nairobi, they are very few. William Ruto has the support of the Kikuyus, but that support of the Kikuyus is also reducing. So the question which he's been asking is whether he can actually win Nairobi. So it means he must create, UDA must create the perception that they have the numbers in Nairobi. By the time Dennis Itumbi was sharing this video, the crowd in Embakasi had not even peaked. People were still being mobilized to attend the rally there. While they were being mobilized, someone was causing chaos on the ground So even those who had been mobilized feared coming out to attend the rally. So, but they needed to create the perception that William Ruto already has the ground in Nairobi. So that was number one. Number two, about why he shared this was about the narrative, what I was saying, the narrative about Raila Odinga and his supporters being violent. In his speech, William Ruto said that some people want to sell fear to them, that some people want to cause violence. You know, Raila Odinga was in this Nyeri rally, for those who remember. You know, in Nyeri, when Raila Odinga went there were people who also organized some people to cause chaos. But the men in black dealt with them very fast. But the truth of the matter is that William Ruto has this obsession of making Raila Odinga appear as violent. And that's why sometimes I look at whatever happened in Embakasi and I doubt whether it was Babu the way they're accusing Babu, or it was them so that they could talk about the possibility of Raila Odinga being behind the chaos. Raila Odinga once responded to the DP that he's nowadays an old man. He's not involved in these things. Previously, and I can assure you, if Raila Odinga didn't want Ruto to attend that event in Embakasi, it would not have taken place. That's the honest truth. The youths would have disrupted it. Whether they were the majority or not, they would have disrupted it. The public address system would have been pulled down. People would have not been allowed in there. But the deputy president is keen on creating a perception that Raila Odinga is a violent man. Number three, why they shared this video. Of course, let me elaborate a bit. When you want to portray someone as violent, it means there's that element of violence in the morning, then you share a photo of a huge crowd attending. So which means that violence was not there, it didn't have any impact. Now, number three, why they shared this fake photo is that it was going to be the first time William Ruto was holding a rally in an open space in Nairobi. So they needed to convince Kenyans that Ruto can actually fill the stadium, can fill the grounds, Jacaranda grounds, just like Raila Odinga always does. So they wanted to create that perception. It was the first rally, open space, not the roadside. So they needed a photo full just to assure their supporters that things are okay. Yeah. And number four, Ruto wanted to test his popularity in Nairobi. Where do you test your popularity? Embakasi East. Why? Embakasi East is almost 50-50. When my friend Omosh won there, it was almost 50-50. When Babu Owino won, it was almost 50-50. In fact, Jubilee almost robbed him his victory. Almost 50-50. So you go there. So Ruto wanted to go there to test his popularity on the ground, and also wanted to check the number of members of parliament, MCAs, and the rest who are going to accompany him. Sadly for him, only 5 members of parliament. The rest, majority of them, avoided William Ruto's event. Those, I'm talking of members of Nairobi, members of parliament in Nairobi. For example, Nairobi has, I think, 17 members of parliament. Only 5 showed up. Or were they 4? Previously, they would flock, especially the Kikuyu elected members of parliament. Previously, they would flock William Ruto's rally. What about the MCs? How many MCs attended this rally? Very few. Previously, this rally would have been attended by so many MCs. I remember at some point when Ruto organized one of the rallies there, and he paraded almost 200 MCs, both from Nairobi and outside Nairobi, who had attended his function. So he wanted to test its popularity. And lastly, William Ruto is testing something. He's testing whether he can influence supporters to attend the rally. Whether by announcing that he's going to Kamkunji, whether his supporters would attend. But these particular photos were meant to influence because of the chaos. So the turnout was going to be kidogo. So they wanted to influence the supporters who had not come. That's why Itumbi shared this photo. So you see the photos, you say, hey, the rally is full. You board a bus to attend the rally. And basically, this photo was meant to give hopes to Tanga supporters who are watching from far that indeed the deputy president is not badly off. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Thank you, guys. Until next time. And by the way, why don't we just vote for Musalia Mudavadi? Mudavadi is waiting for your votes. Ako kwa nyumba yake is in his house waiting for your votes. Why don't we just give him the presidency so that we can have peace with Mudavadi? Bye-bye.